Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Riley here again. I'm going to go through my trade for the day. So today's Thursday, December 12th, or December 2nd. That's a typo. um, but yeah, I had a decent red day today, so I only took one trade, which ended up being a bull trap. And now in hindsight, I see exactly where I went wrong. And this trade actually made me decide that I'm going to switch back to paper trading tomorrow. I'm realizing that I have the right knowledge for trading now, but I'm learning a lot of lessons with real money that I don't necessarily need to be learning with real money. Um, Basically, I can find good setups. And I know how to like base my trades, good risk and reward, and like placing my stop loss and placing targets and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just like, you'll see once we get into the trade, you'll see where I'm making my mistakes that are beginner mistakes, and I think I just need more screen time, and then I'll be able to switch back to real money. So yeah, so and another thing, I accidentally bought 4 days till expiration contracts today. So the volatility, especially, I bought at the pre-market high breaks. So there was a lot of volatility up there, and the premiums were pretty inflated after this rally. So I lost $70 on the contract, or 16%. Probably would have been around 10% if I was doing 6 or 7 days to expiration. But yeah, I made that mistake. So ES had rallied from the open and invalidated this supply here and was using pre-market highs as support. You can see the long lower wick there. We broke through, had strong momentum, and then buyers were supporting this level. So I was really liking the looks of that. We wait, what is this? ES also rallied up to supply, based, and then grinded through. So seeing that buyers kept buying up dips on both ES and NQ, I now began looking for a bullish entry as NQ broke above pre-market highs, based, and formed a 5-minute RBR at the 16,000 break. At the same time, ES buyers were holding price up and defending pre-market highs as support and trying to form a 5-minute RBR, which you can see right here. Obviously, it's not very strong. We didn't have the follow through we wanted, which was the same deal over here. And I didn't see this 5-minute supply until after entering, and I also saw like a kind of weird 15-minute supply. I'll go ahead and show you guys, but just before we get into it, oops, dang, come on. Just go over a little bit of market context. So both ES and NQ were in an obvious downtrend. Let's see, we had come up and based. Okay, here, let me go back to the daily. So over here on ES, we had dropped below this prior all-time high, kind of the last higher high that we put in. We came down, broke through it, found demand, buyers bought us back up, and we were basing on top of this, basically the higher low. So, and then on NQ, kind of the same deal, except here it was like a head and shoulders neckline, shoulder, head, shoulder. So we came down and tested this. Come on. Man. We came down and tested this daily head and shoulders neckline. Buyers obviously bought us back up, and I was looking for a bullish entry right about here. So I was trading on the 5-minute time frame today. I don't know why I decided to switch over to the 1 minute yesterday. I know I was scalping, but it's just not really a good idea for me to play on the 5 minute or the 1 minute. I haven't had any good luck on it, but so now we'll go over the trade real quick. Oh, actually, my bad, real quick. I want to show you guys the 15-minute supply that I missed. So this little area here, I didn't really consider this a basing candle, even though we obviously found more sellers up here. Price did not stay up here very long just for this 15-minute candle. I didn't really consider that like a quality supply zone, even though it ended up working out. So I think I still probably should have marked it. So that's, lesson learned. I'm trying to get as much out of these losers as possible so that I can improve my trading. But so we had this 15-minute supply here, even though I didn't see it. And that definitely affected this trade as well. That made it even lower quality because now we're taking a trade, a pre-market high break right into supply. So first mistake, obviously. That is not high quality. And the other thing, you might have already seen it, we were forming an ascending wedge. So yeah, in hindsight, hindsight's 2020. Today, this was a horrible trade on my part. I really shouldn't have taken it, but valuable lessons learned. So why did I enter? I was very patient with my entry, saw that NQ broke price above pre-market highs. Let me see if I can do half and a half here. So NQ broke above pre-market highs and closed 50 cents above. Literally, this candle, you can see 1.5 up there in the top right. Oh, where'd it go? It's not showing it anymore. But anyway, it closed at, oh, wrong candle, 15993.5. So literally 50 cents above. So I was, that's already the first, that was the first confirmation I had. We were closing up above that level, holding value up there, and we had just rallied. So this was a basing candle. And then I took this long as soon as we broke the basing candle, the body of the basing candle to the upside. So I bought in, let's just say right there. But, sorry, my dog's getting water in the background. Oh, come on. Sorry, my charting is a mess. I need a lot of practice before these videos are actually going to be good. But I bought in right there on this candle when we broke above the basing candle, the body of the basing candle, and then the very next candle I sold once we hit the stop loss down here. As soon as we crossed over it, I could tell, this is quick in, quick out. I should have had an even tighter stop loss because of all these confirmations against my trade. And I shouldn't have even taken this trade. It's just not high quality. So basically, I saw this bullish action right here above pre-market highs as ES had already broke above pre-market highs, and we were rallying hard on ES. Buyers, both ES and NQ buyers were just kept buying every single dip, pushing us higher. So I decided to go long in this break. First sign, should have stopped out here or taken profit here. As soon as this candle closed, we did not close above the ascending wedge. So I was expecting us to have enough buyers here to push us up. I saw the increasing volume, and it was just not enough. ES also started to pull back, and NQ just totally dumped, and I stopped out right here. So let me see if I have anything else in my notes. So did I follow my plan? I did follow my plan. This was a valid entry on this candle pattern, I guess, but not a clean entry overall. This is not high quality at all. Before, whenever I didn't see the supply here, I thought this was, this had the chance to work out. Maybe we could invalidate this ascending wedge and break through. And there was no supply above, take profit here if we struggled, or I was mainly targeting supply up here, but it just didn't work out that way because we had the 15-minute supply. I also missed this 5-minute supply, and yeah, so lots of mistakes on my part today. So we didn't have much supply above on NQ, and my risk to reward was about 2 to 1. I think that's, if I was taking this very first target, it would have been 2 to 1. But there was an ascending wedge. Furthermore, we attempted to break out of this ascending wedge during the 16,000 break. That's a very key psychological level. So I was expecting us to break, this volume increase. I was expecting everyone to chase this and, maybe potentially go for a leg higher. But now in hindsight, I would not have taken this trade at all. I should have taken profits here. Sorry. Sellers brought price back within the wedge. I should have taken profits here and taken a few cents on the contract. I need to be defensive when we have any confirmation in the opposite direction we're playing. I did, however, stop out as soon as we hit my stop. Demand had already been used. So basically I saw this come back down and waited for price to come back down here. We got bought back up, and so this demand had already been used once, and that's why I just stopped out with no problem at all, because I knew this is 5-minute intraday demand and it's just not going to hold. It's very low probability, so stopped out no problem. So it was only a 5-minute intraday. It wouldn't be very reliable in my mind. My stop was the lower wick of our rally candle that pushed us above 16,000. This was also a higher low, so we needed to push up here. And since we invalidated this higher low, that was like a valid spot to have my stop loss. So what did I do well? I did well with following my plan. I had no emotions during the trade and stopped out without hesitation. What can I improve on? I need to only take setups that have confirmations in my favor. This was just stupid of me to take this, but I see in hindsight, I learned a few lessons from it, so I'm not too worried. If you see a red flag, especially on a key level like this with a lot of retail eyes on it, you need to get out. Don't take the trade at all or scalp it. And I wouldn't even scalp this because of that supply there. I'm not going to take a trade like this, a breakout of a key level, whenever I know that there's supply here, fresh supply especially. I also should have tightened my stop because of the ascending wedge, but we talked about this. If there was only the ascending wedge, I should have taken my stop like right here just to be safe, even though this is a valid point. So that's another thing. The risk to reward just wasn't really right. 2 to 1 is not really a great risk to reward. I'm risking all this downside just for this, this little move here. So if I would have had the stop up here, that's great, but it's not a valid point. It's not the higher low. So it's really just, a shot in the dark. But I also said, had we been forming a pennant right here, that would have been a perfectly fine trade with the 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. You know, if there was no supply here and a pennant, that would have been great. But we had 2 bearish confirmations, and those lowered the quality of the trade. Yeah, so I'm not even going to go over that. So definitely switching to paper trading until I gain some confidence after this one. You know, if this, I now, after taking this shitty trade, see what I need to look for in a good setup. So, you know, I'm just taking that good lesson away. Pretty decent, you know, for my small account, that was a decent loss today, but just staying positive. I'm losers don't really bother me too much anymore, just because I learned so much from them, and especially now that I'm doing these videos, I'm going to get a lot more out of them. And I think this will be helpful, maybe not for the more advanced traders, but people that are just starting out. I haven't seen a whole lot of traders start from like the very beginning. I mean, I'm 8 or 9 months in, but I still screw up like all the time. So if you guys are like struggling like me, this might be a little more useful. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed, maybe learned something, and let me know if you have any questions.